Hello and welcome to Doddie Aid episode number 4 at the Back Bar podcast. As usual, you've got your holy trinity of podcasting hosting. Got Mr. Martin K. James, aka the Min Dog,
Hello.
Mr. Alistair Rory McLeod, aka Skywalker, and Mr. John Patrick Gemmell, aka Gemmell, I believe
Yes,
was
it's
the last
TV
one.
report. John Patrick Gemmell. He's not a Rangers fan.
Massive hun.
Massive Hearts fan.
Yeah, big Jambo me.
Monologue. Monologue.
The Lock?
That's Pollock. Amateurs.
Oh, right. I used to go watch them when I was a kid, actually.
Get some fucking culture around yourself, man.
A culture backed by junior football, eh?
Aye.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of culture around about the junior football leagues.
I
Yes,
think
there
to be fair, we probably are to culture what we are to nutrition with our
Yeah.
biscuits per kilometres and that kind of chat.
is. Like flirters.
Flirters with culture.
Aye, flirters with culture, flirters with nutrition. You know, we'll like, oh, you know
Uh,
what? I'm doing intermittent fasting, and then go, okay, that's the fast broke. Where is that Toblerone?
Yeah. So I like to say we sample nutrition. It's
I definitely sample a lot of food, but
yeah.
does that count as the same thing?
Yes. That's snacking. That's portion control. Nice, well done.
Grazing.
Well, I'd say just talking about that as well. I've actually become a real big fan of this tapas. I said like we went out for dinner last night, and
So is that one word or
tapas-
two?
What tapas? So depends if I'm in a nightclub and we'll tap that ass. So, but I believe tapas is just one word. You just gotta say it really fast. Tapas. But yeah, that's the way forward. You know, just little
Lots of
samples
little
of
small plates.
Yeah, I think
I'm sorry, there's a problem with that because see if I get one plate of dinner and you go and get a steak pie with mashed potato, right? That's a steak pie and mashed potato. See if you go for tapas, you go, all 8 of those things look fantastic. I'm going to get 8 plates, which is literally the same as double the amount. So you end up eating more, but then you go, oh, it's only small portions, but 10 small portions is bigger than one big portion.
I don't know.
But-
I think you can trick your brain into it. And you eat slower possibly with the tapas because you have a little nibble, let it go down, then take your next little bit. I think it's brain trickery.
I'll be honest,
Yeah, my brain's the one tricking me to eat more.
I'm probably more agreed with Mindog. Whenever I've been for tapas, I always come out like need to go lie down for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally went for one beer after it and we were both all right.
That's better.
It must be about 1:30. It was like 9:45. So.
Yeah, I were two sleepy guys. The hug was like just a lean, like kind of bye. It's like that awkward moment, awkward date, you know, like kind of rubbing the foot, like, all right, cool, maybe see you soon, will I?
And then you go for a kiss on the lips and it gets turned on to a cheek. And you just go, all right, cool, well, fuck you anyway.
Oh, did Ali turn away from you again?
You kidding me on? He had the tongue and everything.
I was going for the ear nibble.
Is
Just the way the sunlight hit the back of my head.
Is it the classic?
That's
Ali
a different
turn-
story. That's a different story for a different time.
Different story, different guy.
That's true.
Oh, dear.
What a handsome dude. It was the sun's fault. I think.
Love the fact there's just no denial. So it was just the moment it took me.
Yeah, it did.
Fair play, man.
carried away with
Love
it.
is love, right?
Well, boys are for fun and girls are for babies. That's the rule.
You know what? I didn't think it would take 35 episodes to back it out, but congratulations, Ali.
Yeah. It's like
There
you're
you
gonna
go.
get a Doddie Aid tattoo. I'm just gonna get that tattooed. Yeah, probably just along the chest and get a spelling mistake in there somewhere. Put boys with a Z.
That's good. What are you getting, Gemmell?
Hey, I've told you I'm getting Mars from really
No,
far away.
No,
What do you mean, no?
that's not allowed. It
Okay, what do I have to get then?
has to be of substantial size.
Compared to
So substantial size to some people is just minute size to others. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's an appropriate measurement. How big is the tattoo? Like 2 zip lines? Like, I don't think that's because that would be huge. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's.
right. So yeah, Doddie Aid.
Yes.
What's been happening? How you boys been getting on with your miles?
Yeah, so. Thankfully, update on the injury. It seems to be healing up quite well. So I managed to do a little bit of a run yesterday. To be fair, my legs are killing me today. So, but thankfully, no pain other than the usual muscle
General
pain. But
fatigue.
yeah, exactly. But I felt good. Felt like it was going in the right direction, we'll say.
Good stuff. So half marathon at the weekend then?
Oh, by the way, I do want to speak to you about that. You know, I keep getting the emails. It's coming in, so I don't know. I get brave in January, thinking like, do you know what? I'm going to do it again. Let's do it.
To be fair, I did see the email, and unsurprisingly, what tempted me was that there's 20% off at the moment.
I know.
I was like, if ever there's a time to sign up for it, it's now.
I don't want to play full price and run the full thing. Hopefully, I can only run 20% of it. That'd be great.
Oh, it's better than signing up at full price and then deciding not to run it the day before.
I know, that's true. So I think we might get stupid and do that again.
Minnie, you're not swayed. I can see you kind of just try to avoid eye contact there.
Just get that so far to fuck, man.
Oh.
Zero interest. Like, there's nothing about that appeals to me. Genuinely, nothing.
I'd love to say there was a massive sense of satisfaction last year from doing it, but
sense of achievement. You know, I set a goal. You know, and goals are meant to be unachievable. No, that's not. But,
no, they're not.
No, goals are meant to be difficult rather than easy. You can't just set a goal to say I'm going to eat a Mars bar today.
Yeah, but then you set a goal of I'm going to eat
5.
Easy.
That was my stretch objective.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys crack on. Let us know how it goes, though.
You can come and cheerlead.
No, I'm also not doing that. not only am I not participating in the run, what I'm basically doing is just standing at the side of the road for this 5 seconds when you idiots run by me. We've got a fucking banner.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, right, let it compromise. Make the banner, meet us at the finish line, then we go for beers and burgers.
If you ditch the burgers and we go double beers, I'm in.
Oh, deal.
Okay, I might sneak a McDonald's on my way to the beers.
Okay, you do what you've got to do, but okay, I'll compromise then. When is it?
It's not till like October or something.
It's like October the 2nd.
End of September, start of October.
Yeah.
Busy, but okay.
I forgot about something on that day.
Yeah, what day is it? Oh, we don't know yet. Well, whenever.
Things are going to get busy.
Yeah, but and back to Doddie Aid.
Yes.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah,
I think
sorry.
I'm 110 or something miles. So it's going okay. Yeah, it's going okay. Nothing more than okay. Groin's starting to feel a bit better. I actually got some running in, and it's holding up so far. So let's see how it goes. What about you? I know, in fact, I don't even need to ask.
John, you're the leader of the pack. Yeah, you seem to be flipping smashing it.
I think I'm at about 190-ish, just over 190 miles. But I've been getting on the turbo trainer to do the cycling as well. So there's absolutely no chance I'd be getting anywhere close to that if I was just running.
See, the thing is, mate, you clearly never watched 21 Jump Street. The first rule to be cool is don't try at anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Try too hard.
And don't double strap.
You're nearly in the top bit when you scroll down. Well done.
Is that lunatic at the top, Gavin Slater, that's done 750 miles?
Like, what did you just jump off a building or something? Like, for fuck's sake.
I think that's meters.
It's another Glenn Bryce.
Yeah.
I ran to Dubai in day one. No, we can't slag Glenn. Good friend of ours.
Good lad. And providing a prize, isn't he?
He has indeed some oi merchandise. Oi. What a guy.
Good lad. And despite Ali, in fair to you, despite your calf niggle and injury and reduced volume of activity, you still managed to be shifting the festive pounds over January.
Oh yeah. So, well, we'll see how long it lasts. It's maybe one of the fads. So yeah, cutting out some carbs. I've managed to drop about 4 kgs. So yeah, I haven't cut out chocolate. If I'd done that, I'd probably lost about 10 kgs. But
chocolate or carb?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly health food, is it? But I was actually sure.
Plants.
Plant-based diet.
Vegetables.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So I'm actually that's probably for being injured for a good half of this month. I've managed to drop 4 kgs, so I'm well chuffed for that, to be honest.
To be fair, I'd have thought dropping carbs, given your wife's Irish, that would be frowned upon.
No, that's it. She absolutely hated it when I suggested it, but because that's the thing is like she's
potatoes are a big part of life.
Yeah, that's it. Well, she's joined in by association. So, but no, it's actually don't get me wrong. The first week is difficult because literally everything is carbs.
Oh,
Like
so has Lorna joined you on the no
she's
carbs thing as well?
she's not as strict as what I'm doing it, but yeah, she's like we're having dinners and lunches and things like that.
She's
She's
sneaking bits of toast and you get your
tiger.
back turned.
I think so. Yeah, I think what did we had? We had like a sausage casserole one, and she actually had some potatoes with it. Whereas I just had the casserole. So, but
Nice.
no, it's going well. Yeah, it's working well. How about you? Well, Minnie's doing well with his as well. You're fucking some crazy calorie deficit. So I'd turn in sideways with the
Hey,
sort
what?
of calorie deficits.
What are you doing?
Intermittent fasting and calorie deficit. So I was aiming for like 1,600 a day, but
What?
the other day it was 1,100. But I was full, like just because like it was like corn,
11.
chili we had for
I
dinner,
know.
and then at lunch it was like I had soup and then just like Rivita crackers with ham and stuff. So I was actually full, but the calorie was low. But that day I also smashed it in the gym in the morning, so it was fine.
I swear to God, we went
Fucking
for
hell.
dinner at I think it's called the Linwood Farmhouse or the Farm Inn or something, but they have these amazing cakes that they make. And one slice of these cakes is 1,800 calories.
What?
One slice is 1,800. Don't get me wrong, it's about the length of your arm, this slice, but it's so good. But I didn't
Fucking
obviously,
hell.
I bought two. I didn't eat them all. I spread it over about 4 days eating them.
Who's carb free?
Solidly spread out over 4 hours.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, you done it at like 10 o'clock at night into 2 in the morning, so that's technically 2 days worth. So that's fine.
That's it. That's thinking. I like that. Yeah.
See if there's anything actually to do with fitness. I've got so many ways around it.
So many cheat codes.
Yeah, man. Good.
But anyway.
Smashing. So what's the crack? What are we doing tonight?
We are gonna have a goal scorer on with us, Mr. Simon Donnelly of Celtic and Scotland fame, and previous Backbar podcast guest.
He was our first footballer, wasn't he?
He was.
He was, aye. He was indeed.
First love.
So yeah, Simon's joining us tonight again. He's been getting in the swing of things with Doddie Aid as well, so we'll hear how he's been getting on with that and have we chat about the January transfer window and the goings on in football as well.
Sweet. Excited.
While we're talking of goals and goal scorers, have you boys set a target for the end of Doddie Aid or?
My goal at the very start before I got injured was to try and do 100 miles running. Now I'm probably not going to achieve that since I did one cycle for 10 miles or something like that. So I probably have to do a good 60 miles in the next, how long have I got left? 2 weeks?
2
weeks. Yeah, two and a bit weeks. So probably going to be struggling. I'm still going to try and do everything without cycling. And if I can get to, I think I'm just on 50. If I can get to 80, I think I'll be happy. That's really, it'll be 20 miles.
20, 30 miles of running a couple of weeks is decent shift.
Yeah. So I think if I can do that and stay injury free, because I just don't want to push it too much and then do it. But Scotty down in New Zealand, he did over 100 miles. That was the inspiration with it. He did 100 miles with walking and running last year. So I thought that would be the goal for me. But I am just a little bit behind the curve. We'll see. I'll give it a bash.
Fair play. Mindog?
See, I was going to be really ambitious and go for 200. I'm at 113 at the moment. I think that's going to be a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to aim for 190 with my stretch goal of 200.
Stretch goal. This is feels like kind of mid-year appraisal moment we're going through.
Project Management 101.
Is this us going into the sprint stage or?
Every day is a sprint, mate. Everything's time boxed. Right, no, I can't do this. It's after 5.
Get in your swim lane.
Oh, you're a fucking swim lane. What's your goal? 6 million miles.
I know.
Equal to the sun.
To the moon and back, yeah.
No, well, it's annoying because originally I wanted to do more than I did last year, and that was like 330 something miles.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm at 197. I'm less than two-thirds of that, two-thirds of the way through. So I think it's probably dead and buried. So I don't know. I want to try and do a bit more running than cycling. So I think I'm going to try and go aim for 250.
250.
Yeah.
That's a fair amount.
What's the longest run you're probably going to have to throw in some 10Ks?
Yeah. Well, that's what I think is next. Yeah, it'll probably need to be some 10 to 15. Try and start doing some long runs, and then just one decent cycle a week. So we'll see.
Alrighty. Good.
Well, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll check in a couple of weeks, see where we're at.
Exactly. Anyway, without further ado, shall we get Mr. Donnelly on then?
That's good.
Let's get him.
Let's go.
Get him.
Right, here we go. Tonight we are joined by former Celtic and Scotland star and former Backbar podcast guest as well, Mr. Simon Donnelly. How's it going?
Good evening, boys. How are we?
Not bad.
Very good, very good. How are you?
Aye, good. Well and truly into Doddie Aid. What is it today? January 20, whatever. 26. So we're deep into Doddie Aid, and I've been quite consistent up to now. No injuries.
To be fair, when you said January 26, it feels like it's January like 346.
I know.
This is dragging out big time. How's the start to your year been anyway?
Aye, good. I was up in St Andrews with family and friends for New Year.
Oh, nice.
I think there was 27 of us if you count kids and the lot. So we were mob-handed. So I had a couple of good days up there. And then, as I say, Doddie Aid has come in perfectly for me to dry out and get myself back a little bit fitter and good start to a healthier start to the year. So no, it's been good.
I think up at St Andrews, do they not all run into the sea on the January the 1st?
Well, I ran into the jigger. That was where I was going on January the 1st. But no, it was good. It was good. We were out at the Bells. They put on a firework display. We were all behind the 18th green at the old course. So it was good. We had friends over from Australia as well who I hadn't seen for 6 or 7 years as well. So it was
nice.
It was a good time. Good 2 or 3 days.
That's nice up there.
Very good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. So how is your Doddie Aid going? How is what sort of training are you doing for it?
Right. So this year, for what I've been walking. Is that a sign of age? I don't know.
And that's like Messi in the World Cup, you know. He's got that age
if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. So I've been doing a lot of walking. I kind of promised myself that at some point would progress to running, which it hasn't. But I've been doing my 6-a-sides and 7-a-sides football. So I've been tracking my steps within the games, which has been quite surprising what I've accumulated over a few day games. But most of my stuff has been walking, and I've been doing some decent distances. I've been going out with my mum. She's my walking partner. So she's 75, and we've been doing like 10 miles and stuff. So it's been good. Good. I think shift. She enjoys to get out, and it's all obviously good to have somebody, a wee bit of company while you're out. Me, her, and the dog.
Absolutely brilliant.
So I think I'm just under 100. I think tomorrow I will surpass the 100-mile.
Wow!
So
it's good going from mainly walking, eh?
Jesus, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
I've literally just been over that, and I've been fucking tanning my ass on that bike. So,
right. Well, I'm chasing you down then.
The tortoise in the hare, man.
That's really good for walking.
I've been enjoying it, but I always think it's this is the 3rd year, isn't it? Obviously, it's a lot more significant and emotional this year with obviously the big guy passing on. So, but it's a great thing for awareness. A lot of folk ask me about it even now. What you doing it for, and bringing awareness to this horrendous disease. But from a selfish point of view, or a positive point of view, you know, it gives you a wee purpose yourself to get out, exercise, good for the mind. So I really enjoy it, and as I say, it's a perfect way to, you know, yourself. Sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself to get off your backside and go it.
Mm-hmm.
So this encourages you. To say, I haven't quite broke into a run yet, but I'm quite happy with the mileage I've done so far.
No, that's brilliant. So how did you first get into Doddie Aid then? What was it that got your attention?
I think I was asked, if I remember rightly, the first year was Coisty not the was Ali McCoist not the captain for Glasgow.
I think he was.
I think you'd be right,
so somebody had approached me to say, look, Ali was going to be the captain. Obviously, it was Doddie Weir, who I know growing up. I actually said at one point I did a school project, or we did a kind of thing in PE on Scottish rugby union, when Doddie was at the heights of his game with Scotland. So I knew who he was. You know, I'm not the biggest rugby fan, but I covered it at school. I used to watch all the Scotland games. So I knew who Doddie was, and obviously MND's a horrendous disease. Seen a few people suffering with it over recent times. You know, Jimmy Johnson, if you're going into football, Fernando Rickson. So it's horrendous. So when I was asked to get involved, I was delighted to get involved. You know, and I remember that first one we were all on. It was like a kind of Zoom. There was guys cooking and stuff. It was a kind of show. What going towards the end of it? Do you remember it? It was quite good. I sat in my house and watched it. There was guys doing different things throughout the evening, and I think Doddie was on. They were cooking, and Doddie was on in his kitchen with his kids and his wife and stuff, and it was nice to see. So it's just obviously terrible when the news came about, you know, that it obviously passed. So it just, I don't know if it just gives everybody that extra incentive to go and push it even further. I think what everybody's doing with this is brilliant, and it's only going to get bigger.
There's even additional teams in that this year as well. You've got the Doddie Aid Wales, you've got the Babas.
I've seen that, yeah.
It's good.
So it's great.
They surpassed, I think it was in 2 weeks, they surpassed the money that they raised for the full length of Doddie Aid last year. So 2 weeks, they managed to get the
absolutely, it's absolutely brilliant. And I say more and more people, I mean, a lot of my friends, what is it? And you're explaining to them, you know, sign up, download the app and just cover the ground. It couldn't be more simple.
Exactly.
But there's still a lot of people in my circle that are like, you know, you're saying, what is it? So you have to explain to them. And then, so I think it's only going to get bigger. The more people find out about it, it's only going to get bigger as we go, and a great legacy for Doddie.
Absolutely. So obviously you're a professional athlete playing football, but if you were to play rugby, what position would you think you would play, and what position would you like to play?
That's a great question, because my knowledge in rugby isn't. So who's so Roy Laidlaw, the guy that takes it out the scrum and spreads it?
Oh yeah.
Scrum, was that scrum half?
Scrum half, yeah.
It's Minnie's old position as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
Best looking guys are always scrum halves.
Is that right?
Because they don't tackle anybody, they just stand there and point. Is that
the kind of equivalent of a football kind of number 10?
Yeah, I'd say
like
so. Sitting in the pocket. Yeah.
Either that or the guy that starts a fight and then runs away and lets it
go. Every other position looks. I mean, I thought football was tough, but I mean, I enjoyed playing rugby at PE at school. You know, sliding about in the muck. but when we were at Dundee United, Scotland were up. Was it Scotland? I think Scotland I think it was the national team were up using the facilities, and we were watching a bit of the training. And these guys, I mean, I used to go home complaining about a kind of knock in my shin or a dead leg. This must just be par for the course. So basically, I'm saying I'm too soft for rugby.
You wouldn't be the first. Whereas most people that play rugby are too soft for rugby.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know how you feel.
I wasn't pointing any fingers at anybody there.
Those two, they're only 21. That's what.
I think I spent about 21 years in the physio room, but there you go.
That's class. But see, I think that's the thing about this year that I've noticed probably more than maybe last year when we were involved. It's not so much rugby anymore. It's got so much bigger. Like obviously yourself, you were involved heavily last time as well. But even we had Jennifer Rock from the Heart Radio on last week as well, which is someone else that usually you wouldn't associate with this kind of thing. So it's definitely growing and growing, and you've seen the kind of support worldwide. So it's really good to see. It makes a big difference, and obviously, as you mentioned, it's all going to a brilliant cause, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely.
The frustrating thing though is the Team Glasgow numbers.
Aye, we're always we're always low, weren't we?
I think it's sitting about 4,500. I think like North and Midlands have got about 8,500 or something like that.
Yeah, I have always noticed that, because there's always that sense of pride being Glaswegian, obviously, and we always seem to have our numbers not as much as the other teams.
Lagging behind. So
yeah,
but
so we just need to keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Well, I think it's like last night I seen there was the Doddie Aid Burn Supper that they had for raising funds and everything as well. So just everything that they go and do. Obviously, being Burns night last night, did you have your haggis, neeps, and tatties?
Yes. I was doing a little bit of. I was on Radio Clyde last night, so I cook in here.
All right.
She works in the Queen Elizabeth, so I do the cooking. I've always did the cooking. So I had the haggis prepped, I had the neeps prepped, and the tatties prepped, and I'd left instruction. So I was joking. I was joking with the boys at Radio Clyde, saying, "How do you think this is going to fare when I go home?" So Mrs. Donnelly got a small mention on the radio last night. When I came in, everything was getting cooked. Everything was looking great, and the only thing that I'd forgot was a sauce. So I had it prepped. So I'd put it on my Instagram. I says, I went and bloody forgot a sauce. So somebody came on and says HP. So I used brown sauce. And by the way, apparently it's a thing. Apparently, there was a lot of people saying to me, "Yeah, it's the only way to eat haggis." So I had a little bit of brown sauce with my haggis last night.
I don't know about that.
No sauce, that's a dry meal, man. That's a dry meal.
Do you know something? I'm in a WhatsApp group, so my mate had come on and it was like a kind of peppercorn sauce, and then the other guy had a whiskey sauce, and I was looking at the pictures and I went, shit, I don't have a sauce. And as you say, when I put it on the plate, it did look a little bit on the dry side, but yeah, brown sauce worked for me. So
nice. That's a good tip.
So that was last night's meal.
I think we're disowned, Ali, because we went for a Mexican last night. So we swapped the whiskey and haggis for quesadillas and margaritas, but multicultural in it.
Roberto Burns.
Roberto Burns, aye.
That was it. So just moving on to the World Cup, obviously a contentious World Cup this year with all the controversy surrounding it and stuff, but overall, he finally get his hands in the big one. So how did you think it went?
Yeah, if you talk about the football, I actually loved the World Cup this year.
Yeah.
I watched most of the games. I've been doing work with Celtic TV, so obviously all my work kind of stopped because the season had stopped. So I had a bit of time. I watched most of the games. I'm a massive Messi fan, and I've watched the wee guy mesmerise since he came on. I remember his debut at Barcelona. He's given me so much joy watching him over the years. This was the one that he needed, and to see him get it was brilliant. And to see him play the way he did at 35.
Aye.
Yes, he's not the player that he can go and beat 5 or 6. He's the pace, but he was sensational. He orchestrated that team, and I think the team round about him was perfect because I've watched them at other World Cups where I've willed them to go and do it, and they've always failed. But just the chemistry with this team, the legs round about him, I compared it actually to, before the World Cup, I compared it to 2006 when Zidane orchestrated the French team, but he'd Henry and he'd the legs round about him, and they fell at the last hurdle when he stuck the head in the Italian player in the final. But he deserved, from his performances, in my view, he deserved to win the World Cup that year. So I was hoping that the wee man would have that effect, and he did not cease to impress, and I was delighted for him. I think it was the only thing that And I argue he didn't need it. I don't think, in my opinion, he needed it. But I think for all the people that throw that argument at him, that, you know, he had to get the World Cup. That kind of keeps him quiet.
Aye. Other than that, putting the cape on him at the end.
That was a bit.
I want to see him with the Argentina jersey lifting the trophy, and he's like Batman. Like,
I know.
I thought that was just Qatar claiming him at that point. Ours.
There's been interviews obviously with like Ronaldo and Messi sitting next to each other, and like Ronaldo saying, you know, they don't really speak, they're not really friends, but it's like, I'd love to go to dinner with them. You can guarantee if Messi and Ronaldo go to dinner, that World Cup will be sitting at the dinner table. You'll just sit there as his plus one.
I'd like to go for dinner because I know I wouldn't be bloody paying.
Oh, yeah, you would like that, Bill. You need a
40%. I thought it was a good World Cup. I thought it was an enjoyable one. I think as everybody was talking about it, you know, where it was. For me, you know, there was a lot of things that possibly shouldn't have been in Qatar, but I think for the football, I did enjoy it.
The final was unreal.
The final was. If you couldn't write a better final. I was going down. I went down to my parents to watch it, and I was driving down with my two youngest sons. My oldest son went to the pub. He popped us off, so I took the two younger ones down, and I was kind of going through every World Cup final that I can remember. So the first one I can remember was 1982, and I was working my way through them all, and I can remember where I was and who I watched them with. So I was trying to explain the significance to my son on the way down. Look, you're going down to watch this with both your papas. Yep. You'll remember this. Make sure you don't. And well, after the game, I don't think anybody could forget that final. Oh, it was a great final. France were dead and buried. Absolutely dead and buried. Looked out on their feet, and all of a sudden Mbappe gets two goals, and you're like, what is going on here? And then Messi scores, and you're thinking, right, that's it. The headline's written. He's scored the winner, and then equalise again. It just had everything. The game had everything.
And France could have won it right at the death as well. The keeper makes an unbelievable save.
I've got good French friends. I go to France most years on my holiday, but because of Messi, I was Argentina for the final. My heart was in my mouth when the boy went through. He should have scored.
He should have scored. I think he just panicked and just threw his leg at it.
Lashed it, and Martinez got his leg to it. Right?
Yeah.
It was a great final.
Oh, it certainly was. Well, I obviously say you're doing a bit with Celtic TV. The Scottish League has been quite interesting this year. Celtic are obviously doing well. More changes at Rangers. It was probably a shock after last year for Van Bronckhorst to get the sack this year, but how do you think the league's doing this year?
Celtic are obviously doing well. I think the guys have come back. He's got a strong squad there. Mm-hmm. He's added to it again. You know, there's been a little bit, even in this transfer window, I think Jens is away. They allowed the boy Abelsgaard. I think I was talking about this on the radio last night. I quite like this about Ange, that a lot of his recruitment has been successful, but the ones that come in, maybe I wouldn't say Jens was unsuccessful. He just couldn't oust Starfelt or Carter Vickers when they're fit. And now they've brought this lad Kobayashi in, who is left-footed. He adds a wee bit of balance, so he's probably the next one in line there. So I quite like that about Ange, how if you're not going to be there or on the periphery, right, we'll allow you to move on. You can go and play somewhere else, because I think sometimes if you've got a few guys like that in the changing room, it can bring it down a wee bit if they're not playing. That's not to say that these guys were causing problems, but I think just moving them on, it helps everybody, because boys want to play. And I think what he has created since he's been there is a really good atmosphere. From the outside looking in, when I watch them all celebrating together, they all work for each other. I think this is a good environment that Ange has created from the minute he walked in the door. So I quite like, it's refreshing, I think. You know, players come, and then I'm looking at something the other day, and Jens is away, Abelsgaard's away, they've hardly in the door, but I don't think Ange messes about.
Aye. Yeah, actually, he said that in an interview, didn't he? He just said he's like, you know, don't get too attached to players, because this is a career move for them. They might be here 18 months, they might be here a year. This is part of the cycle. This is the kind of club we are. We help with that transition, blah blah blah. But no, it's been a massive turnaround in the last 18 months. Massive.
The Juranovic transfer surprised me though. Is it Union Berlin he's off to?
Yeah. Apparently, my boy said that he had an assist last night. He played last night for them.
Oh, really? He's played already?
Yeah. And I think they won the game. So it is a quick turnaround. And I liked Juranovic. I thought he was great at Celtic. I watched him. Had some great performances in the World Cup. I think Brazil was his best one. But then the guy Johnson, I knew he was obviously coming. So you're watching him when he's, playing with Canada, and I think he's slipped in seamlessly. He's did really well. I just think sometimes, as Angie said himself there, you can't really get too attached because anything can happen. You can be there in a dressing room. I was there myself. You can be in a dressing room 1 minute with your best buddy or somebody who you on with next to you. The next day you could walk in and he's away. That's just the nature of football. So it was the same with Giakoumakis. Giakoumakis has been a hugely popular player with Celtic up until now. He filled the void when Kyogo was injured last year. He ended up the top goal scorer. The style, he's physical. He puts himself about, one-touch finishes. So he's really warm to the Celtic fans. That's why there's this kind of underlying concern about them not replacing him. But this South Korean has came in now. Listen, we're 4 or 5 days I wouldn't be surprised if Giakoumakis stays to the summer. But again, players move on, and who's to say Celtic fans won't have another hero in this young South Korean guy who's come in? Because 18 months ago, none of us had heard of Kyogo. None of us had heard of Vitati. And I think that's quite an exciting thing. I think if you're a Celtic fan, who is Ange going to see next and bring to the club and develop and, hopefully excite the fans?
And that's it. I think he's earned the right to trust his judgment so far. Like who he's got has been brilliant. So yeah, we probably haven't seen much of the K-League, right? But ultimately, if Ange thinks there's a player there, who are we to say otherwise?
I think the big one is how long do you think Ange is going to stay though? If everyone will be keeping their eye on what he's doing and what kind of manager he is, it's he said don't get attached to players. Maybe the players should be getting attached to him as well.
Yeah, listen, that's a good point because it's not any different to players performing really well. And I don't know if it's a bit of mischief making, but his name's been linked to nearly every Premiership club who sacked their manager at the moment, and his name pops up, and Celtic fans don't want to hear that now.
No.
And I think he said himself, he's at the start of a project. I think the first chapter's ladies came in, they won the league, they won the double last year. He was saying that bigger and better this year, and I think this year has been. There's obvious improvement there from last year, and he wants them to be an established Champions League club. So that's not going to happen overnight. That's going to be a lot of hard work and trying to recruit and improve the team as they go. So listen, I've been in football long enough. You don't know what's around the corner, but from a Celtic point of view, you hope he sticks about for a few years yet.
I think so. Now you mentioned Celtic TV, so I've been tuning in on my perfectly legal IPTV, and what I was going to say is it's actually been really cool, hearing you on and stuff. And I'm on a few of the forums, and forums are a fickle place that people shouldn't go. They're getting talked about. But the feedback but I mean the feedback's actually been really good. Everyone's actually said it's nice having you on because maybe compared to some other clubs, people that go on, you actually talk sense, which is. But I think what the thing for me is, obviously having played the game and all the rest of it, how have you found the transition to go into commentating in games? Do you still get a buzz out of it?
Yeah, I do. Because when that came around, I'd obviously been to do a bit of coaching after my playing career stopped. I went with Partick and Dundee United with Jackie, went down to York, which didn't finish too well. So you come up the road. I was basically asked to go to the Celtic Aberdeen Scottish Cup final where Rogic scored.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the first treble. I can't remember.
That was the first one. Yeah.
Was that the first one?
So.
So I was asked to go and do the kind of hospitality. You get into the lounges and just be seen there. And I never ever thought that was going to be my bag. I never really thought that would. But they asked me to go. I enjoyed the experience. And long story short, the girl that I was dealing with said, "Look, do you want to come back next year? If you're not doing anything on a Saturday, if you're not in a job, come and do a wee bit here." And it developed into Celtic TV. So at the time, Celtic were winning everything. So it was really, I thought it was easy. It was easy because Celtic were winning all the time. The horrendous season, another company came in and took over. So I didn't do so much that year, but I was looking back at it, I think I was quite happy because it was a terrible season for Celtic. And everybody was getting it in the neck, no matter what you said. I mean, I was scared to go on Twitter at times. You'd put something up that had nothing to do with football, and you were getting buried. Did you know we get beat today? And I'm like, I was like putting something up about music or something, nothing to do with football. So I ended up doing a little bit last year again, and this year I've been doing quite a lot, and I do enjoy it. I mean, again, what's not to like? I think I know the team well enough to comment on them. I just try to be as fair, put myself in their boots. I was there 7 years myself playing at Celtic, and I enjoy the games. So I've done a wee bit of the commentary. I've done a wee bit of the studio. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it.
Brilliant. Well, hopefully there'll be many more this season, eh?
And I'm glad you're saying there's been some positives there because I know what social media is like. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's actually been quite good because obviously we had you on last year, so every time someone's I'm like, yeah, well, wait a wee minute here. What's been said here, but everything's been okay, so I've not had to start the internet wars with some wee guy sitting in his pants, so that's been good.
Yeah.
So, one last question for you before we take up too much more of your time. Coming back to Doddie Aid, you're saying you're just about to tick over the 100 miles you're walking. Are you giving yourself a target to hit by the end of the 6 weeks then, or?
Well, I can't actually remember what I got to last year, but I don't remember. I was doing running last year. I was kind of running, walking. I don't remember doing the likes of a 10 miler. I think I'm going to try and push and see if I can go further. I literally, my son works at, my son's got a little job at McDonald's, and his shift started on Sunday there. And this is me because I'm in the health kick and I'm not having a glass of wine on a Saturday night. So I'm fresh on a Sunday morning to take him to his work at 6 o'clock. And I drove back in here and I thought, I'm going to stick the headphones on and go and do my miles just now and get them out of the way. I was away for 3 hours and I did 9 mile. And I thought, that was just like that. So since then, I've did, as I say, 2 10-milers with my mother this week. And you do, I think, everybody, you challenge yourself again. I think, right, so where can I go now? We actually spoke yesterday. I think I can walk to the city and maybe get a train back. So I don't know what the mileage is, but I might try that before the 6 weeks is out.
Okay.
You're entering into kilt walk territory there, man. That's a lot. That last year, I swear to God, man.
But you must get it yourself. You go out, and there's a wee bit of a sense of achievement. Right, I've done that. I've clocked that up. Right, I'm going to go. What can I do next? How can I beat it? Certainly, that's in my.
Minnie's face looked a little bit worried for you there. You were talking about walking all the way to town.
I just want to make sure you're going to be all right. I'm just.
I don't take a wrong turn there. So if you see Union Jacks, turn the other way. I've made that mistake before.
I know the city well enough to know where I'm going.
I think you'll be all right, but I reckon you're probably about 9.5 miles to get into.
He's got a pin on your house right now.
No, just the general vicinity.
Aye. So basically, rather than get to my halfway stage and come back, just go again.
Yeah. And
then maybe get the train back. Yeah. So that might be a little one for me, but no, I'm going to go over the 100 tomorrow, which I'm quite pleased about. And then I'm chasing you, but if you're on a bike, then I might I might not get anywhere near you.
It'll be highly embarrassing for him if you do beat him, though. So I'm right behind you there.
Do you know what? No. So in the spirit of fair competition, I will stop going on the bike, and I will walk and run only. And that means that we're even, because you are a professional athlete. I'm clearly not. So, I think
So
that's.
what are you on just now? Do you know your total just now?
I'll tell you right now. I think I'm on 110 or something. Hold on.
Right.
So I'm not going to be in the gym tomorrow. So you've got a chance to catch up. I'm on 113.
Right.
And you're 97.88.
Oh, you've got 2 weeks to catch him.
And you can't use the bike anymore.
I won't use the bike, promise.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Why did I do this, man?
The challenge is set.
Simon Donnelly. I'm getting a fucking tattoo.
I was about to say, is there a forfeit on who loses this? But since you're already getting the tattoo, Minnie, you can probably excuse yourself.
What's your tattoo?
Well, I said secretly, right, to try and get more people into the league. I said, we got 57 last year, and I went, right, tell you what, let's aim for 75. And then maybe after a couple of beers, I said, do you know what, if we hit 75, I'll get the wee Doddie Aid tattoo on my thigh, thinking that we're never going to get there. I'd said this when we were about 25, right? So I thought, we're at 78. So I bet it's a bet, man. So
yeah.
Fair play to you. Have you got a tattoo?
I've got a few, but I've not got a tartan cross anywhere in my body yet. So. That's up next.
Not yet.
Right, that's a wee challenge set then. So
there
that's a wee bit more motivation. Yep.
I'll be keeping an eye on this little mini league within our league.
Yeah.
Anyway, Simon, thank you very much for joining us again, and
Pleasure, guys.
Good luck with the rest of your Doddie Aid challenge, and hopefully you thoroughly enjoy the rest of the season on Celtic TV as well.
Yeah,
brilliant, magic, guys.
Right.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks
Simon.
again.
Take care.
Cheers, Simon.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Well, that was good. That was good. Again, Simon joining us. What a guy.
What a good lad,
He's definitely going to catch it. I feel actually really bad now that his 70-year-old mother's doing like 10-mile walks, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get like 50 miles in like in a week. That's like fucking 70-year-old is tanning me.
But she doesn't have 2 little kids to look after, Ali.
I don't care anymore. I don't either.
I'll see them on the 12th of February, maybe.
Exactly. I'm not exactly a working dad, so yeah.
That sounds like you're one. Why don't you challenge him instead of me? Because I'm making an arse of this year.
I'm about 40 miles behind you.
How are you making an arse of it?
Fucking tattoos. I just jump into get in there like, do you know what? I'll just give up. See the one thing I'm doing that's keeping me level. I'll bin that and I'll fucking challenge.
I know the guy that's out, and he's just like that. I might just throw in a few 10-milers here just for a bit of fun at 6 in the morning on a Sunday. What are you doing at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? Trying to put your gum shield back in.
That's it. So,
mate, head first, eyes closed, can't fail.
That's it. Pants down.
I tell you what, man, I might not win everything, but I might not
win. Down, bend over.
I might not win, but I won't. I'll take it. Anyone on, man. Fuck it.
You've got a heart.
This is like Chad Ochocinco. It's like I try to hit right, but I lost.
It's like the guy Nick, lots of numbers, that tagged us on Twitter. With the story about the guy that challenges the
guy walking.
That's one thing.
Unwittingly challenges people to a walking race.
Yeah, that's you, mate. God love you though. You're a fucking legend. You're just like
you're a competitor.
You want a fucking race? You want a race? What are you doing? Come on, Rick, come on.
Yeah, you and your girlfriend.
And you get your 7-year-old ma involved as well. What mile's she on? How's she not in the league?
I said, but do you know the thing is, see when he was like that, he was like, I'm coming for you. I straight away started stretching my hammy for no reason. I was like, is that right? I was like, whoa. So, maybe I will be in the gym tomorrow.
Bet not hear the next podcast that I twisted my ankle.
The thing is, it wouldn't even be a lie. I'll be in action. Like, that time to run too fast.
Man. Well, I can't wait for the update next week.
It's all for a good cause.
In full traction, marigolds on. No danger.
In fairness, I'll be up to Aviemore this weekend, so I'll be doing hundreds of walking and all that.
Fish will drag you out.
That's it.
Drag you back to
No,
that.
not
Drag
going
you back
running
to
again.
that bothy that you went to before.
Absolutely not. The hills have eyes with a cult. No chance. No chance. But yeah, I'm not going to go for a run for him. He's a freak anyway, so no, I'm not doing that.
He's a freak.
Super freak.
But I'm off. Well, the thing is, I'm off Monday, Tuesday, so I think on Tuesday when I get back from Aviemore, I'm just going to go to the gym for like 7 hours and just run the whole time. Then I think if I try and scare Simon early and he goes, "Oh shit," he's actually romping it.
He's got those death eyes though. You know, he's a striker. You know,
He's also got the experience of being a professional competitor.
Exactly. Good luck with that, by the way. It's so good how me and John didn't jump into that conversation. I can't believe I
said it. I was like, "Here's a good wee challenge," and he's going, "I've walked 100 miles," and I'm like,
But also, side note, I don't think I've ever been called John as much as in the last 5 minutes.
I know. That's it. Johnny.
What a Sunday name.
I know.
We'll try to be professional.
That's
not the tagline that comes with this podcast. But anyway, right.
Should be.
Let's like Christmas and wrap it.
Fun again. Aye.
There you go. Right. Well, and on that note, we'll very hurriedly say goodnight, and we'll catch you next week for another Doddie Aid chat.
Peace.
And in the meantime, do loads of running.
Get your run. Get other Glaswegian folk involved as well.
That would be good.
Right, gents.
Right.
Later.
Peace.
Love you.
Bye.